Hello, we made it. Yes, we did. Hello,
We
we
made it.
made it. Yes, we made it. We made it. Mm-hmm. Okay. How are you doing, Plum?
I'm doing good.
Another
How are
episode
you?
of Mama Said It.
Yes.
We got some juicy topics today.
Yes, we do.
And I don't think you agree with me on a lot of things here.
No, I'm not. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. Yes, that's the way it snowed a lot where you are.
Yes, it did. I mean, not. I mean, I used to live in Illinois, so uh, this snow is nothing compared to their snow.
Right?
But yeah, it snowed a nice amount for the, like Evan got to enjoy his little self
He got
with some
out in the
snow.
weather.
hmm A little bit,
Right, yeah, because the older he gets, the more he'll understand the
what's
four
going on.
seasons of New Jersey.
Yes,
The four seasons of New Jersey.
exactly.
Okay, ooh, child. I lived in Buffalo, New York, and when I tell you it's snow, they see real snow. We don't
Yeah.
see this is nothing.
Yeah, this is minor.
Buffalo they get feet of snow,
Yeah.
foot of snow.
Yes.
Okay, so this is really nothing, to be
Yes.
honest with you.
Yeah.
So I'm not
All
complaining
fine.
about none of it. I'm trying to share the live to my page, and I think I am.
hmm
Okay, come join us. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for joining us live. Once you sign in, whether it's a live where you're here with us now or you're looking at it later on a replay, let us know where you are tuning in from. We would love to know that.
Yes, absolutely.
Today we're going to be doing another spin.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, somebody's going to win a gift and
Yes.
some moolah,
Yes.
right? Win a
Yes.
gift and some moolah. So we're going to dive right into one of the topics I thought was really interesting. A young girl is awarded $800 from McDonald's.
Mm.
I
You
was
mean
kind
800,000?
of, yeah, I mean, yes, thank you. Wake up, Regina. $800,000
Yeah, this was crazy.
from McDonald's because they failed to warn the mother of the hot nuggets.
Did she feed it to her kids or was she eating it?
And the young girl had second-degree burns, so it was pretty bad. Must have been pretty bad for second-degree burns. I
Yeah.
mean, that's really hot. That's taking the skin off.
Yeah. My
So
only question would be, did she go through the drive-through or go in McDonald's and say, "Can you give me fresh nuggets?" Because I know plenty of people, including myself, that say, "Hey, can I get the way to say it without saying it? Can I get fries with no salt?" That means they got to drop some fresh fries for you because their fries already. Once they drop them, they're putting salt on them. So if you're asking for fries with no salt, they have to drop fresh fries.
right,
So of course, when I get the bag, it's piping hot, and I'm not. I mean, I do eat hot stuff, like meaning temperature. Doesn't really bother me as much. But yeah, second degree burns, that's something real serious. And I just
real
wonder.
serious.
I wondered, did she ask for fresh nuggets and then just was like in the drive-through before she even pulled off, just popped one in her mouth. Like I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think it burned her mouth. I think it was a skin burn, from what I'm understanding,
On her hand.
on her hand or either on her skin. It
Oh,
was a
okay.
skin
Maybe
burn.
she had it. It was hot. She dropped it on her lap. I don't know. I don't
And
know.
the kids, their skin is more sensitive. Our skin is much rough,
It
tougher.
was a child or the mom?
It was a child.
It was a child. Okay.
Yeah, she was awarded $800,000.
Okay, that's better understanding a little bit.
Yeah, kind of rough though, right?
I mean, yes, but I mean, like we discussed earlier, people can sue for anything. Okay,
They will sue for
they can
anything. You
sue
got
for
that right.
anything.
Especially when you're in business, you got to be careful of all those types of things
Yes.
happening because
So I don't
anything
know.
can happen. Anything can go wrong. But
Yes.
that just goes to show you when you go and you order. And I like ordering fresh fish, the fish fillet. Whenever I go through there, I don't go as much because things has really been changing in my life as far as the way that I eat. But I do like their fish fillets.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you for joining us, Linda. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us, Dottie.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for tuning in. Yeah, but
Yeah,
$800,000, that is a lot. That meant that
that is a lot
the jury thought that she was entitled
to that amount of money. Yeah.
to that amount of money. So it must have been really bad for her to
I would
get.
love to. I would love to know the circumstances of everything. Like, how did the order go? You know, how long before they handed her? Like, when it came out to Greece, how long did they wait till they handed it to her? Did like, I would just love that.
Right, right. I knew I had a clipping, but I guess I would add that on later, the
Okay.
clipping of her injury
Okay. Yeah.
because it was pretty serious. I read part of the lawsuit, and it was more or less they failed to warn the mother that
Hmm.
the nuggets were hot.
Yeah.
It's just like someone not too long ago they was got burnt from hot coffee.
Oh yeah, Wawa, right? I think that was at Wawa.
Wawa's and McDonald's.
Yeah. Now I will say that, well, it typically says it on the cup. I mean, hey, I don't know. I don't drink coffee, but I will say, like with McDonald's, if you get if you get an apple pie and it just came out, they have it on there. Like they put
Right,
like a sticker on there that it's hot. Um,
right, right. Yeah,
but
you know
I
what?
don't think they do that for fries and everything else. Like they just give you your food. I've never seen it.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to play this clip so you can hear
The
firsthand.
fiance of a woman who was attacked by a bison at Yellowstone National Park is now reliving that frightening
Okay, well,
ordeal.
that's not what I was looking for. It's saying,
No, jury award. And the title says it's chicken nuggets. Oh, here we go. No.
On a path
Oh
when
no,
they
they got
watched the
thrown in the
bison
air.
at about
yeah, they
50
got
or
the wrong
60 yards
title.
away. Well, he says the bison turned its attention on Amber as they started to move away.
Yeah, wrong title.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me just click here and see whether I could just clip it real quick. Sorry, y'all.
Sharpen your knives. We are back.
Oh, we don't
This
want to
season,
see
you'll have
this.
to earn your place on
Oh,
one of
no
our
way.
teams.
Not
All right,
everyone will make it.
we're going to turn that off. Sorry, y'all.
No, cool.
Sorry. We didn't mean to turn there. Okay, well, anyway, I will put the clip in the comment section so that you guys can read up on it. But when you go into these restaurants, please, please be careful when you're ordering because that goes to show you that the grease could be still flaming hot when you get it. Even though
Yeah.
you want the food to be hot. I don't know no one that
You
don't
don't
want
want your
hot
face
food,
to burn off and
but
fall
you
off.
don't want no injuries behind
No,
it either.
no,
Right?
absolutely not. No.
Absolutely. Don't want no injuries. Now, I want to change the subject. And when I talk about this new topic that's going around on social media, why are you buying human chick burgers? Now, listen, when I heard about this, they're trying to claim, allegedly, that FDA requires only 35% original meat, and the rest of the 65% could be anything. I
Oh.
was so shocked to hear that. So I actually was shocked to hear that. So I was so shocked till I want to just show you this clipping.
I mean, you obviously wouldn't eat it, correct? You would think, but I'm here to tell you that if you've ever eaten a hot dog, you are a cannibal. Clear Labs examined 345 hot dogs to find that roughly 2% of them contained human DNA, with 2/3 of that human DNA being in vegetarian hot dogs. Share this video with a vegan because they're not excluded from this. Clear Labs actually found a black bean burger which did not have any black beans in it. And it's not just hot dogs. We know hot dogs are nasty. This lab also examined hundreds of burgers from Northern California to find rat, human DNA everywhere. Ground beef, chicken nuggets, and taco filling must include 35% actual meat and 65% filler. This is directly from the FDA. More than half of the meat in ground meat can be made up of chemicals, cornstarch, water, soy, silicon dioxide, food coloring, really whatever they want if they're getting away with human DNA. Now, most of this human DNA comes from hair, right? Loose hair is going to get in the food. It's
Oh, I'm
almost
getting sick
inevitable.
already.
In fact, they actually are fully aware of this and they allow certain amounts of human hair in food. But that's not always the case. This Canadian farm, the owner actually disposed of a body within the food chain. He was charged with 15 accounts of homicide and would actually hide their bodies in with the ground meat. Where the heck's the rest of her body? This is vile. When you're dealing with this much volume in any given day, it's got to be very easy to just throw a leg in here, an arm in here, and then it just gets dismembered and put with all the normal ground meat. Once you're dealing with giant vats of stuff, I guess it gets pretty difficult to determine what's human and what's not. Let me know, are you ever going to eat ground meat again? If someone served you human, you obviously wouldn't eat it.
There you have it.
Yes.
There you have
That
it.
is-
Now that is disturbing.
Yeah, that's very much disturbing. That's very nasty.
It makes you just want to not just grow a garden tomorrow. Start tonight.
Listen,
Go out
if
there and
you
start
like,
digging.
you literally have to grow everything that you want to eat for it to be safe. Literally,
You really do.
like, because anything outside of that, you know, like, I know we have spoken. You know, we speak every day, but I've been eating on the salad kick. Now all of a sudden, the salads ain't safe. You know, the lettuce from the salad ain't like, it's just very sickening.
It's sad.
It's bad enough that it's so hard to eat healthy as far as expense wise. Like, they make it so easy to eat bad, right? But when you're trying to eat healthy and it still ain't panning out right, it's just like, you know, that's very much
It's
disgusting.
sad.
Yeah, it's nasty.
It's sad. It really is sad. But it makes you know that also at the same time that the FDA may not have full control over what really is happening here because it's like so much high risk. I don't
Yes,
understand what
I mean,
happened. Things
every-
that American people, American FDA would approve, other countries
Yeah.
don't allow it.
even down to like just different candies that are not allowed in other countries, and you know,
That's true.
different things that, you know, like you think about the comparison of our country health to other countries, and you know, they, you know, just doing research on children developing ADHD, autism, all these other type of things. They link it to certain things in the snacks that everybody gives their kids, but overseas they don't sell these snacks. It's like, no, we don't want no part. So it's very unfortunate, but I mean, hey, unless you're going to grow everything, and literally, like, you know, you can't even trust anything. They're like, oh, it's, I mean, no offense to saying that stuff is black owned, but I know I've said this several times on the podcast. There's this video by Killer Mike, and he wanted to live totally black for, I think it was only for like 2 days, and he couldn't even make it. He went to a black restaurant. I mean, food looked like it was slamming. But the garden, where's the garden from? Not from a black farmer. So he couldn't eat it. So it's like, unless you're
I
actually,
remember that. Yeah.
yeah, unless you're getting all of your supply, like, you don't know. Like, it's really, you know, you can't even trust seeds at this point, like, to even plant your own garden. To be honest, like, you have to really like start from scratch, in my opinion.
Yeah. And that's sad when it
Yeah.
gets to a point where you just don't know what to eat.
You don't know what you're eating.
I remember when I used to tune in frequently to Dr. Oz, and I used to follow a lot of the regimens and suggestions that he had, having different people on his platform. But it seemed like every time I turned around, you can't drink milk, you can't do that. It was like you can't. Nothing was good.
Listen, and I remember, and Aunt Dot can attest to this with the sweet and low thing. Aunt Dot was like, I'm still gonna eat my sweet and low when it said a possibility to cause something. Aunt Dot loves some sweet and low. I don't know if she's still indulging it now, but that was her thing. Okay, you couldn't tell Aunt Dot about sweet and low, and it's just like one of them things that, listen, I try to be mindful. I will be, you know, if they do a recall on something, I'm gonna avoid it. I just pray over my food.
Yeah,
and that's just pretty much how you got to live your life, because other than that, you don't know.
You really don't.
You don't.
You really don't. And it's a shame that we're living in a society where we don't know exactly what we're eating
at all.
And even by having ingredients disclosed to you, you're really not even sure whether that's
you can't
accurate.
half the stuff. You can't even read the stuff on the back of this stuff.
Yeah.
Ms. Linda
Flour,
said, "Oh
eggs.
Lord," she said, "that is disgusting." She said everything is adulterated, even flour, eggs, everything has all types of dirt and garbage in it. Yeah,
that's true.
Even down to fruits, like the fruit ain't safe. They putting wax on fruit to make it look shiny.
Totally.
So it could last longer. And then like I was, I was always infamous of getting the cut up fruit, right? Because it's something easy, fast. But then I found out the cut up is the ones that was about to go bad. They cut it up and put it on the rack again. No, thank you. So it's not, I don't know. It's very
terrible. That's what it is. It's terrible. And what I'm beginning to do now is go to other countries' channels, and I'm learning how they eat, because especially the countries where they have long life, they're living to 100, they're living to 90. I'm paying more close attention to what they're eating, what they're not eating, and they are on a strict diet. They do a lot of meditating and yoga, something similar to like Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons do yoga and exercise and meditate daily.
Yeah, he does. He does.
And he looks great. He looks fantastic, actually. So it just goes to show us that maybe we need to change the way we're eating so we can have a long life. But we know that when it's our time,
it's our time.
That makes you think.
Yeah, you don't want to cut your time off by eating stuff
that's what I was going to say.
Cause you harm.
Just speed it up. Just speed up the time by eating recklessly.
Yeah.
And that's a possibility. That's a possibility. I want to talk about this next subject, which is kind of crazy, but also at the same time, it makes you feel as though we're not really safe and we should be getting prepared. Are you prepared if the electricity went out for more than a month?
Don't think nobody.
Are you prepared? I mean, that's something to think
people
about.
Got flashlights and different things. They got their cell phone in their car, and they said, "Listen, if the electricity, as long as I got gas, I'll be able to charge my phone and do certain things." Certain cars do have actual outlets. That's not just a cigarette outlet; it's an actual outlet that you can plug whatever up. But yeah, that would be unfortunate.
That is
definitely running around.
That's scary. Well, this part of the segment is brought to us by our one and only co-host, Jasmine Woods. And I just want to show you something that she shared with us.
EMP. Electromagnetic pulse.
A burst of radiation that knocks out every electrical system in the country.
Impending doom.
What you reading, Dad?
Honey, everything's fine. There's nothing to worry about.
When things go south, the sheeple will clean out every supermarket in town.
Typical sheeple. So, what have you learned so far from our post-apocalyptic movie marathon?
Guys who call themselves preacher or deacon are very bad. Water is money, unless gasoline is money. And even though lots of things are razor sharp, no one ever shaves.
Hollywood has taught you well, my son.
Here it is, Homer. Springfield Preppers' top secret bug out retreat.
Wow! Your end of the world is better than my during the world.
Homer, we all know America's collapse is about 3 months away.
6 weeks at most.
There's always one alarmist. Anyway, when the 4 horsemen ride, we want you and your collaterals right here with us.
And all our supplies behind a fake wall.
I thought the basement looked cleaner.
See? These are our bug-out bags. In here is everything we need to survive.
Survive what?
The looming kablooey.
It's reassuring to see you're aware of the future, but this is all a little creepy.
Creepy? Marge, the apocalypse is coming. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe never. But it's coming. And soon.
I'm going to bed.
Oh my goodness.
An EMP? You know what that means?
And scissors.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah. The Simpsons is always coming with something that makes you go, because a lot of stuff that was from back in the day comes to light.
It really
And
does. That's why I
yeah,
was, I thought that was really a great idea for Jasmine. Thank you so much.
yes.
But we know that this could be our reality soon.
Yeah, yeah.
This could be our reality soon. Are we ready? What are some of the things that we would need if our lights and everything were cut off? I mean, we know that
Jesus.
crime would go up.
Jesus.
Jesus, well, we got him already. But
Exactly. Listen, for those that don't know, okay, you need to hold on tight.
hold on tight.
Yes, hold on very tight.
Hold on tight. It's one of those things where you say to yourself, whoo.
And life has come, everybody has come so accustomed to convenience. So being
Yeah.
without electricity would be very inconvenient. So
Yeah.
some people would not be able, and I feel as though for people that were not pre-electricity, because I mean, I'm not saying that, but like
The Amish people, you mean?
like Amish people that don't even deal with it, they like, this is
Yeah, it doesn't matter
regular life
because
for
they
us.
already
Like,
don't
this
use
is
it.
just a
Right.
Tuesday. But I'm saying, as far as people, like I feel as though that, say for instance, okay, we all like social media, right? But if social media went away today or tomorrow, I think for the people that wasn't born into it, like for myself, social media started popping off when I was like in my teens a little bit, but I had a whole lot, like life before that, like
Right.
I could get around, I could have fun, and I knew what life was before that. But for people that don't know what life is without
Yeah.
it, just like when you're like talking to people and they're like, I FaceTime everybody. They don't even know what, like, there were phones without cameras, people. Like, I had one. No camera, or it was
Oh,
one game on
definitely.
there. It was Tetris, and then the little worm game that the worm just went
Yeah.
around in the circle. And
Yeah,
that
we
was
had
it.
the beeper. What was the beeper?
Yeah, like stuff like that. So for people that have dealt with less, it would be a culture shock, of course, because you're comfortable, but then you kind of it's kind of like riding a bike, right? I feel as though you kind of revert back to survival.
Yep.
So yeah, so
With
I
our
don't,
younger generations that will be having a
Knipsey fit. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
they would definitely have a real big problem with it.
Yes.
Now, Linda says, did we hear about the 4 people who were electrocuted in Detroit because of a live wire fell on their SUV?
Wow,
No.
No.
Oh my goodness.
That's horrible.
Now that right there is scary.
Yeah, that's very scary.
Was they all family? Oh my goodness, I did not hear about that. That is a tragic. Okay, thanks for posting it so we can look at it later for sure.
Yes,
Thank you so much for
yes.
sharing that. Hello,
Hello,
Zareda.
Zareda.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's something to think about. But what I'm going to do is look up the Amish, see how they live. Now, Alaska, I believe they have, I don't know what the time frame is, but I know they live where it's daylight all the time. And then another
Yeah, I
season
heard
is
it's
night.
somewhere. Yeah, I heard it's somewhere. It's like for a certain amount of months, it's daylight all the time, and then it changes or something like that. That would be a little creepy for me.
Yes. Yeah,
but
it would be definitely. Oh my God.
yeah.
Beyond creepy. Now we're going to change the subject, and I just have a typical question, really. Should you marry for love or security?
What did you marry for?
I'm married for love. I'm married for love because let me say something to you. Now, when I was younger, I'm one of those type of people, and that when I talk to older people, men and women, I like to really dig deep to understand how they were raised, what their thought process was or is.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I called a cousin, Dr. Ruby Session. She always said, it's nothing wrong with marrying for security.
Mm-hmm.
She always said that. Nothing wrong with marrying for security.
Okay.
And she would tell me, her life story, but her life story was really fascinating. I would love. I'm writing a book actually on her life.
Mm-hmm.
She left so much great information. But which one is more important, or neither one? What's your opinion?
My opinion, it depends on what stage of your life you were in.
Okay, but did you marry? You're married though.
I'm
So
married, yes.
did you marry?
I love my husband, but I feel like our morals aligned. I
Okay.
wasn't just looking for love, because I won't say you can find love anywhere, because you can't. But what, my husband's not my first relationship. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I have loved people, but when your morals and what you stand for align, that's
Right.
different.
And your values.
Because I feel as though if you marry for security, say for instance that person got a whole bunch of money, then they lose all their money. Then what you got?
Well, child, I don't know.
But that's not why you get married.
I'm not gonna say I don't know, because I do know. I'm not saying I don't know.
But I feel, for me, that's not why I got married. I got married under the eyes of God, because of our morals. Our morals align. So many things align for us. So it's not just the love factor; it's other things connected to it. Of course, security don't hurt. I'm not saying you're not, but I just don't think some people are so focused on that they forget everything else.
Yeah.
And then when their marriage fall apart, then it's just like,
yeah,
well, you didn't, but you have to marry for what is right for you. Everybody marries for different reasons. I don't think that it's a right or wrong answer.
Well, you know what? For me, I was so young. I was 16 when I met your dad. Got married when we was 22. You know what I'm saying? So I really didn't know who I was. I was living to please him, so to speak, because I really didn't know myself. I was a young teenager. And then once I became grown, I started realizing what I liked and what I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
But I still had that love for him. You know what I'm saying? So, but then after a while, you start realizing that perhaps maybe the things that you wanted to do when you were 16, you no longer wanted to do those things, of course, because you grow, you get wiser, you get better.
Yeah.
And you're either going to grow together or you're going to grow apart.
Yeah.
One or the other.
And I think we're so different on the aspects of, I was in my 30s. I was in my 30s. So I've already lived the go to college, the party time, and trying to find myself. And not to say that I think I've got a good inkling of who I am. But you're always evolving, you're always growing. But as far as those years, I think those are vital years that you have to go through. And I'm not saying that you have to be single for that reason, but it helps for you to learn who you are.
That's true. And that's what I agree with that. I agree with when people get married too young, it could be good or bad. Because some people get married young and they stay together for 50,
Forever.
60 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but then other times, if you don't know yourself and you're just living because of who you are married to, then and then when your husband, your dad and I separated, and I had to get to know who I was, I really didn't know what I didn't like, because I was so used to pleasing him,
doing what he wants to do, and what
so I was like,
you have to have an identity of yourself. I think that's what anything. I don't care if you're young or old. If you don't know who, because I feel like you can be 21 and know who you are. It depends on how you grew up. It can always pan out to be different. I don't like to put an age limit on, well, you too young.
That's true.
I don't believe in that.
Age ain't nothing but a number, and that's facts.
Yeah. So, but I do believe if you know who you are and what you want, I know that for me, when I met my husband and he met me, we knew it was no question about it. It wasn't no long drawn out nothing. We knew, because our like I said, our morals align. Things that we had extensive conversations that a lot of people shy away from. They in a puppy, you do what is it, puppy love phase and all that. That's cute. But I feel as though when you get to a certain age, that puppy love then passed. Okay, we need to get to the root of to find out what we really want and what we stand for. And because our morals align and we think alike, and sometimes we don't.
No, you don't.
But that makes for I feel like that makes for healthy relationships, because I bring things that he may not see and he brings things that I may not see. Right. And we work together to make things great. So as far as if it's love or if it's for security, it's all about what you feel is for you. But for me, it's morals. I'm married for morals. I'm married for love. Of course, I love my husband, but morals, I think morals speaks volumes. Morals show you how you want to raise your children. Morals show you how they're going to treat you. and so on and so forth. So I feel as though when you build it on that and you build it on God, then that's just great.
Yeah.
So
Loretta, girl.
Oh, I've been married for 40 years. Let's snap the
40
snaps for
years.
that.
Celebration,
That is
honey.
awesome.
Yes, girl. We got to have you on the piano so you can tell us the secrets.
Yes.
She
said, I met my husband by my brother.
Okay. And also your brother approved.
Yes. That's awesome.
That makes a difference.
It does. It does.
It makes a big difference.
Miss Linda said in other cultures, there are families who practice arranged marriages.
Oh, stay tuned, Miss Linda. We're going to dig into
that. She said the parents pick out the daughter's husband and family. The Bible says that the couple must be equally yoked. Yes.
And you know what? Now that right there
is a topic
many people miss.
They miss it
because
But what is your definition? I think people get it misconstrued. What equally yoked mean?
Well, in the biblical sense, and I think it's talking about more of a godly sense, spiritually.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
People don't think like that. People like equally yoked. Well, I got a house, I got a car, and I got this and I got that. Well, he got and that ain't what that mean.
Yeah.
That ain't.
Yeah, it's more. I think it's more in alignment of religion, not religion, but the biblical sense of the Bible, of making sure that you both believe in God. Because if you believe in God and he's an atheist, that's not equally yoked. No. But then also you could take.
There's people that make it work. It's people that are because there's a couple of different shows that I watch that is on arranged marriages. Sometimes they have different beliefs and they are still married.
Okay, so here is a definition. Usually equally yoked means following the same religion.
Okay.
Now, it also says, however, you can equally yoke with someone of a different faith as long as you both support each other's belief and have a similar spiritual purpose.
Yes.
Now, I do know a few couples. One is Baptist and the other one is Jehovah.
Oh, wow.
But they've been married for like 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, they believe there is a God, there is a higher power, but they've been making it work. So it makes sense.
It does.
It makes sense. So hey sis, thanks for joining us, Lily. Yes, no worry. We're just glad to see you join us.
Yes. No, it means spiritually connected. I would never marry an atheist. Yeah, well, some people, but I feel like, not to say that, because I've met some atheists before. I had teachers for atheists, and there are some that I'm just like, oh my gosh, what in the world is going on? And then you have some that you wouldn't even know because they're so nice. They're so I don't think it's necessarily, of course, you want to have the same, this being amongst the same faith, right? It makes it easier, right? Because if you have somebody that doesn't want to do Christmas, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that, but you want to do it, it makes it hard, right? If you have children and so on and so forth. But I feel as though that I would not knock somebody because I want to get to why did you choose this faith? And as long as you're not trying to make me convert, and that goes along with friendships, you just have to make sure that you have, it's not necessarily boundaries. I would say that, me and my one of my best friends, Jasmine, she is Muslim and I'm Christian. We have we talk about God all the time. Okay. We pray for each other, and it's she has her religion, I have mine. It does not, and we talk about, like, sometimes when I'm coming from church, I'm like, yeah, girl, because they said this, and she's come to church events and everything. So it's just, I feel as though that when you have such a strong faith in who you are and what you believe in, and as long as I'm not here to convert anybody. I will bring you to Christ if you're asking for assistance, but I'm not a Bible thumper. Okay. I'm not here trying to convince you to change your mind or nothing like that. That's not, I respect whatever you got going on. But I feel as though when you're of the same and you're together, it makes it easier. But it's another stepping stone that you can survive. It's not doable, but it is a stepping stone. And if you can navigate that, it makes you even that much stronger.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
And it shows your kids that you're diverse.
Yeah. And you both are. You was brought up in Pentecostal.
Yeah, I was brought up with the no pants, no lip gloss, no lipstick, no makeup,
There's no for every
no
daggone thing.
no
No, no,
nothing,
no,
no
no.
jewelry, no fingernail polish. You had to wear this
But
really
now they
thick.
do all that. But now they
Listen,
do
the
all that.
really thick tights, ladies, not the sheer. Okay, I'm talking about the ones you can't see through. Them tights. Okay,
Right.
I've been there, and it gave me morals. It gave me, and I think that's why my faith is what it is to this day, as far as respect for the church, because
Yeah.
I grew up there. And of course, as I got older, I did non-denominational churches before. I go where I belong to a church now, of course. But I let my spirit lead me to, like, when I was trying to find a church home. I let my spirit lead me. If I go to a church, no matter what the denomination is, if it leads me there and I like the spirit and I like the church service, I will entertain it further.
Right.
I'm not against anybody's denomination. Whatever works for you works for you. But it's
Yeah, but
definitely
people.
Pentecostal is definitely different back then anyway.
Yeah, and it still is. It still
Yeah.
is very different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
They have their philosophies are more stricter than most.
No movies.
Muslims are very strict too.
Yeah.
Very, very strict.
Yeah, they don't.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
very, very, very strict. So, you know, when you get into a certain faith, you just got to make sure it's in alignment with what you believe in. I'm
Mhm.
free spirited.
Yes.
Yes, I was brought up in Pentecostal. That would probably always be my foundation, but
Mhm.
I had to search for my own soul salvation.
Yes.
And some of the things with Pentecostal, some of the things I believe in, and some things I don't. You
Yeah.
know, just like anything else, you
Yeah.
got to
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
your own and have a relationship with your God.
Yes.
And may not be agreeable to everybody. You know, people going to disagree with you. I don't care
Of
who disagree with
course.
me. I'm
Yeah.
going to live my life accordingly.
Yes.
And I
Of
suggest
course.
everybody else do the same.
Yes. You
Because
have
if
to
you
have
try
your
to live
own
your life for everybody
relationship.
else, you're going to end up in hell.
Yeah, you cannot fight, and that's one thing that I try to pride myself on. I love the church that I belong to. And the teaching is impeccable. Okay. I love going to church. It's very, very good. But I also was instilled in me from Nana. You have your own
Yeah.
personal relationship with God.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Period.
True.
You cannot depend on nobody to get you into heaven but yourself and
But
God.
yourself.
So you have to
But
make
yourself.
sure that you have that connection. You're not relying on third parties to get
Right.
you into eternal lasting love of heaven. Okay. Like you can't do that. Like, because if they misstep and then they didn't throw the whole train off, now you know, you have to make sure that you have your own personal, you get the teaching.
Own personal relationship.
You get
That's
the
why.
teachings from them, you research, you do your
But you got
own
to read your own
homework.
Bible.
Yes, you
Get your
have to.
own
Yes,
understanding, because what you
yes.
may read may be interpreted different. Because sometimes, and I'm not talking about all pastors, right? But
Everything is left for
sometimes they
interpretation.
may interpret it and it may interpret differently than what you may read it. Because every time I go to the scripture and I read a chapter or a verse, I get a different meaning.
Yeah, and you can, and I feel as though that Pastor had talked about this too. Shout out to my pastor, Pastor Knight.
All right,
Day in
Pastor
Ministries,
Knight.
okay, in Burlington. I spoke about this before, that depending on what stage in your life, you could read the same scripture 15 times, but depending on what stage you are in your life, it will read different every time.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
That's true.
It could read different. You know, you just like if you're listening to a song, you could listen to a heartbreak song and you all in love and you're like, oh, you singing it. But then as soon as your man dub you, you're like, oh God, oh, I unbreak my heart. Like you really into it because you feeling it. So
Or it could be
everything,
go ahead.
everything is left into
Interpretation.
interpretation.
But some people listen to a song and they like the beat, but they ain't listening to the lyrics.
Oh yeah, the
Just like
lyrics
a
be
few
off the
weeks
hook.
ago
They
we
be
talked
worshiping
about.
the devil and don't even know it in the
Yeah, we gotta
background.
be careful.
Okay,
Yes.
chanting and all of that.
Yeah. Thank
No,
you for
thank you.
joining us, Jasmine. Thank you for that
Yes.
segment that you sent us.
Yes. Jasmine said, I married for love, of course. I felt security and found my equals spiritually, mentally, religiously, and morally. But it started with me knowing who I am and what I wanted out of life. It will be 5 years for us this year. He tells people we had an arranged marriage. I'm all for the appropriate arranged marriage culture.
Okay. Okay.
He said
Awesome.
we both grew up Christian and now are Muslim. I learned that the meaning of God is what you yourself interpret it as, and I don't see me having chose him as a mate if we didn't have similar spiritual and religious views.
Views. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes.
Congratulations on your 5th year. Awesome.
Yes.
May it be 50, 50, 50 more.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of, arranged marriages, you know, arranged marriage versus traditional marriage, which is better? Which one you think is better, Plum?
Listen, whatever is going to get you to the finish line to death do you part. Okay, that's the best one. I will say that I feel that people don't value marriage as much as I feel like that social media has made marriage, I won't say a mockery, but a show. And that's not what marriage is. I remember when we were talking and I had got engaged and the pandemic happened and I was like, I just want to be married. Yes, did I want the big wedding? Did I want to have all my family and friends there and so on and so forth? Yes, who doesn't? You know, you're a girl,
Right.
That's what you want. But I was not going to sacrifice and wait to be able to do that for a show, because that's really you just getting together, gathering with your friends, your family, and fellowshipping in love and all that. But I wanted to be married.
You want to be
So
married.
I wanted to be married. So when we got married,
I
I don't know
love
if
that.
anybody.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I
When
love
we
that.
got married, it was Uncle Danny, Pastor Danny,
Yes.
night, and myself, my husband, my mom,
His
my
wife.
witness Brianna, his wife, yes. And my dad and my grandmother was on Zoom.
Yeah.
And that was it. Wait, his other son Dalen was there too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But hey, and that was listen, and that meant
That was
so
during
much to me.
COVID.
Huh?
That was
During
during
COVID.
COVID.
Listen, if anybody want to laugh, me and him talk about it all the time. Our marriage, like when they say, "Oh, you kissed the bride," we kissed with the mask on. Okay, like it was no. I was pregnant. I was like, not. I was 10 days after I gave birth. I mean, 10 days later after I got married, I gave birth. So I was very much pregnant. So yeah,
But
we
y'all was
kissed with
determined
the
to get
mask
married,
on.
which was so beautiful.
Yeah. But I feel listen, I love me and Jasmine watching. She haven't watched it in a little bit, but I put her on to Married at First Sight. That is our jam. Okay. We watch it. I remember the first season. The couple that sticks out is a girl named Doug and Jamie is the girl and Doug is the guy. Doug is a very particular looking person. And she was not excited. When she walked down that aisle and see that man.
Oh, I think, is she the one that cried?
She cried. She
Because
sat
she didn't think he was good looking.
Oh my, she was devastated.
Was
okay,
so
she
nice.
cried. She did
so
the wedding
nice.
ceremony, and he was smiling. He was so happy.
He was happy. He was jackpot.
So happy. She was. So
Bishop
she was standing
Jones,
there.
jackpot.
And soon as they said, "I do," she booked it and got on the floor and was on the floor crying. They had been married almost 10 years. They got 2 kids.
They got 2 kids.
And she said that I had to look beyond what I thought I wanted and what I thought I needed and see who he was. And he's a great person. And I remember they even have like spinoffs and she couldn't get her hands off of him. Like she loves him so much. So it's just like arranged marriages. And
but people look at the outer side. That's where they get so caught up in the external, and it's really in the internal.
Yes, absolutely. Because listen, boo boo, fade your looks will fade. Okay, if you're looking to be married to death do you part, you ain't gonna look like you looked when you was in your 20s. Okay, so you better set your hearts on.
Except for Regina, no, just kidding.
You better set your hearts on marrying for the right reasons, because that ain't, if that's what it is, then you ain't. It's not really looking.
Now you have some numbers regarding love at first sight.
Yes, I do have some numbers for you guys. So out of, hold up, because I got it up here. Right. Okay. So they have been running for 13 seasons. They had 64 marriages and 11 of them are still together.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you the statistics on arranged marriage versus traditional marriage.
Okay.
As it relates to divorce.
Okay.
Arranged marriage is 4 to 6% divorce.
That's
to
it?
6. 4 to 6%.
4 to 6.
Yes. The
Like
number
single
4.
4, like 4.
Yes. One number. 4 to 6% divorce. And traditional marriages is 50 to 60%.
I knew that was going to be a big number.
So yeah, I think I need to go on. What's the name of that show?
Married at First
Married at
Sight.
First
Okay,
Sight.
I love it's so and I like it because they have experts on there, and I heard that the process is intensive. Okay,
Really?
like very, very, very intensive. They are all in your business. They're in your drawers.
Maybe that's
They
what
are.
I really need to do because
because they want to make sure they're not matching you with somebody that's just going to be trying to book it. And I think this season that just passed was the first time that they ever had it where the lady got there and was like, I can't do this, and left and didn't get married or nothing. She didn't continue. She was like, I gotta go. Like, this ain't it for me. We ain't even see the girl's face. I don't even know what the girl looked like.
Wait, she had got married to a guy?
No, because what happens is that you go through this process. You don't know who you're marrying at all. They pick a mate for you, for each other. They let you know, hey, we found somebody. You're going to get married in 2 weeks. You tell your family, you break it to your family. I'm getting married in 2 weeks. You go bridal shopping. You go get your tuxedo, all that other type of stuff. And then the two families are sitting across from each other.
Right, I see it.
Get married. And then you walk down the aisle, he's standing there, and she booked it. She walked up to him and she said, I'm so sorry, I can't do this.
Oh,
he's
like, at the altar.
At the altar. And he was like, he was so respectable. He was a little weird, but I mean, I won't say weird. What's
she went off her vibe. She probably did the right thing.
Yeah, she probably went off her vibe because he was very eclectic, very quirky look, like he's a different type of,
but he might have been a great husband for her.
Listen, but his credentials, everything else that they were describing for her, like that was going to match, because what they do is that they'll have a segment of who they matched up and you give predictions of, okay, well, he does this and she does that, like give you a background story on them. But he was so nice. He was like, oh, it's okay, this process is so intensive, I understand. He was, I mean, really nice. He was like, God bless you, or whatever he said. And and she left. She was like, I'm out.
I'm out. Oh my
but
God.
that was the first time that ever happened.
Wow,
ever.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't think nobody will run out on me, though. I feel comfortable and confident.
Well, you will be running out on that. I mean, well, you could get up to the altar. They'd be like, oh, Lord.
I probably will run.
No, I'm just
run myself. Oh, my goodness.
But I really, really like the show. And okay, so Jasmine said Married at First Sight is our jam. I'm going to catch up starting tonight. That show is hilarious, but it shows so many different aspects of marriage, the struggles, the good, the bad, and definitely the ugly, with a few bad wigs thrown in the mix for entertainment, because I still need answers from Taylor's hairstyle. I just want to talk. Listen,
What's wrong with Taylor's hairstyle?
Listen, it's this girl named Taylor, and her hair was always, you know how, okay, so you see I got this bun, right? It looked, the way her wigs was always looking, it looked like she just put a wig on top of the bun. It was always just sitting. Like it was always, shout out to Taylor if she ever watched this. Hey girl, I hope you found love. But a lot of people, and then I'll be looking up people that have that have been on the show. These people have gotten married shortly after. Like the people that got divorced, they ended up finding their love of their life and they end up getting married. I don't know how long they're going to let, but I think the show identifies what you really want, because you go down the list with them. Okay, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, blah, 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 blah. But when you get in it, because they'll try to match you up with the best way they can.
Give you a request.
Per your request, but a lot of times you're wanting all these things and missing the mark on what you really need.
Yeah.
So it kind of identifies that. So
I might think that's.
I'm telling you, you watch a couple episodes, you'll be hooked. You'll be hooked.
Okay.
What are the shows where there are multiple wives? I think that is Sister Wives. I've never watched it, but I think it's called Sister Wives.
Sister Wives, yeah. Sister Wives. Okay, so we're just gonna shift off a little bit, stay on a similar topic, but I'm trying to figure out, why do you have problems with Kirk and Tammy Franklin new dating show?
How much time we got?
What's your problem?
Listen.
What's your problem?
Roll the clip. Listen, I know you're still on here. I hope you're still on here, okay? I know you go feel me on this because me and I dot is here when it comes to church stuff. Okay,
God.
we is here. I love Kurt Franklin, right?
Here we go.
I
We're gonna
love
do a
Kurt
sneak
Franklin.
peek of their up and coming show. I think it's airing already.
Yeah, called The One.
The
Watch
One.
this.
Comes to love, Tam and I, the unofficial matchmakers. And now we'll switch it up the game, bringing our matchmaking expertise to the TV screen.
Didn't make it on the first date.
We will share our wisdom when it comes to getting and maintaining a healthy, thriving relationship.
It's time to find the one.
Do you want to come to the mansion? Me and my girl Tammy, we're going to switch up the game a bit right here. We're going to take an eligible bachelor and eligible bachelorette.
They both have struggled to find that special someone.
We're going to make them live together as they both go on a mission to seek and find love.
Oh, they're going
Bring
to
the
live
best
together
singles
first.
Atlanta has to offer for dates,
Lord have mercy.
activities, to see if we can help Brent and Ashley find the one.
Let's get this party started. All right now.
I like that.
All right now. Yes. I need to be on that
I know
show.
you're so nice and so sweet, but I want to grab them ass cheeks.
What?
We're all just as emotionally invested, and this ain't easy for us either.
Anybody heard from Ashley? Anybody? No?
Ashley's disappearance is very confusing and mind-boggling to us all.
She's jealous. I definitely think Ashley has feelings for Brent.
You do me honor.
I got a bullet on my back.
You don't think I got one on mine?
It's a dating experience unlike any other, with shocking twists
I just want you to be aware that it's game out here.
that no one saw coming.
What the hell was that? Let's get it.
I'm it. I'm the it.
I am the one.
I am the one.
Yeah, I'm the one.
And without further ado,
The person that I'm going to choose to be the one.
This is one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my life. I am choosing.
Okay, May 18th is coming up, y'all. So it's coming up.
So you left. So
what
okay,
I'm trying
y'all.
to figure out from everybody.
Listen, okay, wait a minute, because it got me itching. Okay, we left out the part. It's a trailer where they are body painting. Okay, the guy got his shirt off, the girl's painting all over him. Now, don't get me wrong. Okay, dating is dating. People date differently now. You know, people online date, blah blah blah, whatever. Kurt Franklin, what are we doing? What message are we really sending, man of God? That's all I'm saying. Listen, they're on there. Listen, I'm not trying to go back to old podcasts, but just like they did not respect him on Wild 'N Out cussing, they're cussing on this show. It's a mockery to me. I'm sorry. I love Kurt Franklin. I feel like he's becoming too worldly for me. Where is Jesus at? If they're not sitting down for Bible studies, listen. No, ain't no way. Listen, I just feel now. Don't get me wrong. When you turn your life over to God, right? I'm not saying you become a nun, and it's no, but you are a man of cloth. Like you are, like
I mean, y'all don't even want nobody dancing. Y'all
no,
don't want
I don't know. I didn't say anything.
Y'all
No,
don't
the
want
dancing,
nobody.
no.
But y'all
I don't
busy
care about nobody
eating y'all
roller skating
pork chop
backwards. I don't care
sandwiches.
about none of that. I do not care about him roller skating and doing backflips. What I care about is the message behind this. It's that was my app to read the scripture, okay? Because God tapping in saying, listen, people, do not be misled by if somebody was always for Jesus, and not to say that he's not, but I feel like it's too much world going on in the world. Just like I seen a clip the other day. I don't know if anybody else seen it, but they were comparing praise dancing back in the day to praise dancing now. They're playing crunk music. I become very, very confused. Yeah. So for me, it's not so much of him doing a dating show, but I pose this question to my mother and I'm going to pose it to you. If T.D. Jakes and his wife, okay, did a dating show, do you think they would be cussing? Do you think they would be doing body painting?
No, I don't think so at all.
Exactly. So my thing is, what is the difference?
But what does that have to do? What does that have to do with Kurt Franklin, though?
That has everything. You are a pastor. He is a pastor. It should be a form of respect for both of you guys. If T.D. Jakes ever went on Wild 'N Out, which I don't think he ever would, but if he did, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be on there cussing and talking sexually. Take it down to another religion. If Farrakhan or any, they would not be doing none of that. Because I feel like it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I've got the Pentecostal background or what, but I just think it's just at some point you have to stand out from the world. Not, you don't stray away from the world. You want to lead the world to God, right? I'm not saying that you're not supposed to, you're
No,
supposed
but
to
y'all don't, from what I'm hearing, respect. So in other words, you're saying this show is too worldly for him to be hosting.
Yes.
And I'm saying, I don't think it is if he's okay
They're
with
living
it.
together. Where in the Bible do they say you live together before you get married?
Yeah, but is they living together in separate rooms, or are they living together?
They're living. Okay. So is it okay if my husband had like, where does that make sense? The Bible said you ain't supposed to be living together, period.
But
they're
where
living
does that
together.
at? Where? You're not supposed to live together.
I pull up the scriptures.
Yeah, go on
the scriptures. This is what I've been told my whole life. You are not supposed to cohabitate with no man that you are not married to.
Is that in the Old or New Testament? No,
it's probably in the Old, and I'm old school, okay? Because I'm telling you, this is it's too worldly for me. Like, I'm sorry, I love Kurt Franklin, and I have my struggles.
He's living his life. And
yes, he is. But what message are we putting out there to the world about Christianity? I would have respected it more. I would have respected. Listen, I would respect it more if the trailer looked it different. The trailer looks like something off of Love and Hip Hop. Okay, a little bit. They cussing, they body painting. You left that part out. Okay, but they gotta. If you go look at another trailer, they in there body painting, and that's lust. Ain't no woman about to body paint no man on a first date or whatever, and they don't feel no tingly feelings unless he ugly and she ain't attracted to him. But if she's trying to date him, that's just going to lead down a road that I know this is in the Bible. Adultery, okay? I know that's in the Bible. Okay.
Adultery is.
Fornicating. Yeah, there you go. Aunt Dot put it in bold letters. Thank you, Aunt Dot. Fornicating. Jasmine wrote something. Aunt Dot put thumbs up to Kiki. Thank you.
Yeah, but I think you're just, I understand what you're saying, but my goodness, for him, let him create his own relationship with God and whatever that looks like.
But listen, what I'm saying is that when you're leading people, just like how my pastor always say, you have to be careful on who's leading you.
Exactly.
Because
that's true. I totally agree with that.
What may be appeasing to you that looks cool and fun. Oh, you can't be halfway in the world and halfway with God. That ain't how that
You're
works.
trying to say that he's halfway with the world because of what other people are doing on the show. And because he's a host of the show, he might not know that these people are doing the things that they're doing.
Then that is his fault.
How?
What do you mean how?
How
what
is
do you
it
mean
his
how?
fault?
You are the you.
Okay, so say for example, if I'm a producer of a show and I bring you in to host various segments, and I'm I understand that you're a pastor, I understand you're a leader, but you signed a contract stating you're going to host this show and it's a dating show. So you come in and you do your segments and then you're going about your business. Now, the other segments, you might not even be present when they're being produced. So now that the show is being aired and is all put together, he may be seeing it for the first time. A lot of people that be on these shows sometimes, they see it just when you see it. They don't get a chance to sit back with the producers and see the show and see what's going on. He may be just as shocked as you are that these things
and
are happening.
I hope he comes out with a statement, because all I'm going to say is that if I was of a particular person, meaning of the cloth, I would lay it out on the table. Listen, what is this show about? What is going to be?
How about if he have a discussion with his members of his church, and that's who he's concerned about?
I ain't talking about his member of church. I'm talking about you. And this is the thing. It'd be one thing if he was just a pastor from around the way, okay? If he's a pastor, don't nobody know him. He's not
your pastor, though. He's not your pastor.
He's not
you
my pastor, no. But he is in the world, meaning
yeah,
he
but
is
you
a
have your
public
own
figure.
pastor that should be leading
I do.
you.
I absolutely do.
So he's not your pastor.
And he's not hosting he would not be hosting no show like this.
Right, probably not. But guess what? If they was paying him millions of dollars, he may say, "Okay, I'll host a show," not knowing innocently the content. I'm just saying, just being fair to Kirk Franklin and not really
okay, so
understanding.
I'll give you this. Maybe he's somebody that never, but Kirk Franklin is in the world. Okay, he's watching Wild 'N Out. He's on Wild 'N Out. He's watching these shows. Listen. You know how these shows is going down. Okay, I do not.
But
That's
see, how many people have we brought to Christ compared to Kirk Franklin? How many people have we
I'm not
introduced to
arguing his
Christ?
numbers. Nobody's
Right, but I'm
arguing his
saying
numbers.
he's
I'm
out
not
there
arguing
bringing
his
people
stats.
and introducing
Listen,
Christ.
I'm not arguing his stats. What I'm saying is that you have to be watchful. You can't depend, like we said before, you can't depend solely on someone else to bring you to Christ, because somebody can be going for Christ for 20 years and then something change and they still going, you still following behind them and they over here somewhere.
Yeah, but see, some people just too holy and they end up in hell.
No, that's not. I'm not taking
don't
that as
be too holy.
I don't
and
think
end
it's
up
a
going
respect
and
factor. That has nothing to do with
just all got to
holiness.
be
It's
careful of that.
respect. That's respect. You're
It
not
is
cussing
respect,
around
but
your
what
pastor.
I'm saying is giving him the bit of the doubt, because I know show business and I know how it goes when you're behind
It's
the
too
scenes.
much occurrences for me for Kirk Franklin. Wild 'N Out was one. It's just
what
too much.
Wild 'N Out? Because he showed up on the show.
And they were cussing and they were disgusting and disrespectful and nasty. Yes. I would, if I was a pastor and I was on that show, I would have walked off.
He did walk off. He did walk off.
No, he did not walk off.
If you go back and look, he did walk off.
He walked off at the end of the segment. He was all up in it when they was talking about it.
Yeah.
He
but where does
it
say in the Bible that it's a bad thing to curse? Hell or damn. People, when you were in church, they'd be like, oh my goodness, you cursed and you said damn and you said hell. That's in the Bible.
My baby at the door crying.
Oh.
Jasmine said, not the scripture reading itself out loud on your phone. Once again, Farrakhan would have never. Who deemed them matchmaking experts? I have so many questions. Live together. Oh, so it's okay to shack up now? What is the Christian flavor of love is happening? Yes, what in the Christian flavor of love is happening? I wasn't expecting that. Where's the show called Working on Myself So That Love Will Find Me? It's definitely giving worldly. Thank you.
Listen, I'm not saying you're wrong, okay? I'm just looking at it from a different perspective. That's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Hey, Sade, thanks for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Dottie saying fornication. Okay, yes, absolutely.
Give me 1 second, just 1 second. I'm just going to open the door. Hold on.
Sade says, are we allowing a man who is only flesh determine a whole religion? Exactly. I mean, come on. Some people are just so holy. People be listening to music. They listen to jazz. And Christians thought, oh, he shouldn't be listening to that love music. What in the world? Come on. This is like, that's why I said that I had to get away from certain religion and just get my own faith, because you get caught up in all these rules and regulations, and most of it is not even in the Bible. They be making up stuff as they go along. Anyway,
sorry, guys. he was banging on the door.
He was banging on the door.
He was banging on the door, crying. Okay, so what I missed? Hold up. Are we allowing a man who is only flesh determine a whole religion? No,
we're not.
No,
he makes mistakes. We make mistakes.
He does. I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
This is the thing that's wrong with people. You put your pastors and leaders on a totem pole and expect for them never to make any mistakes. They're human, just like we all are. Stop putting so much pressure on these pastors and leaders. They're human, and that's why it's so much suicidal in with these pastors and leaders. Excuse me, unalive. I'm sorry, but unalive, because the members put so much pressure. Let them be human. For crying out loud. Let them live. God is already
in the world. Yes, live in the world. We all
are living in the world, but I'm just saying sometimes the members can be the worst.
They can be, and I'm not saying that they're not. I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that away. What I'm saying is that following Kirk Franklin, seeing over the couple years, he have done things that are very, for me, different than what I was brought up in. And different is different. Different is different. But what I'm saying is that I know Pastor Virgil R.I.P. was never doing none of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it funky. Like some of this stuff was never going to be, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, how I was brought up.
See, back in the day, R.T. Virgil, they used to go on the corner, have revivals.
Yes.
You don't get that.
And I don't knock that. I don't have a problem with that. That's not my issue. But I do have it, like, should you be in the, okay, so let's take it there. Should you be in the strip club and saying, I'm here to revive somebody, but you got a drink in your hand? Wait a minute.
Okay, but see, there you go. Drinking it says drink, but don't get drunk.
I'm saying the context and what you do. I don't want the
Pentecostal, different faiths. If you have a little wine, oh my goodness, you going to hell.
No, I'm not saying that drink. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in the context. Like,
I love my Pentecostal family.
Okay,
God knows I do.
We talked about this also. I know we going overtime, Jesus Lord. When you get hired at a job, you have a book of ethics or whatever your work thing is.
Contract,
a booklet. Manual, yes. Mm-hmm. Some of those things will say you cannot fraternize with your superiors, but people be out there drunk as a cooler with their supervisors. Does it make it right? No, because it's in the handbook. That is now that's not nothing wrong with people having drinks, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're doing it in the context of this is my superior, even though Kirk Franklin is not our superior, that's not what I'm saying, but he's held at a different standard, is what I'm saying. And you're doing all of this, no.
Well, only thing I'm saying, lighten up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Lighten up. Goodness. I mean, being religion and having faith and being too holy, you got to watch them ones that's too holy, honey. Watch them, because we all sinners. Remember that.
Yeah,
and
that's not what this topic is about. I know we're all sinners. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. But I know that if I am someone that I have my own relationship with God, like I said before, I don't look to somebody to lead me.
Now you're talking my language.
We've been established that. But what I'm saying is that you go to church for the teachings. But if my teachings is coming from somebody that I seen at the nightclub last week, I don't even know if I want to come back here no more. That's what I'm saying.
That's a decision that you have to make.
That's a decision I would have to make. So what I'm saying is that if you're held at a different standard, I'm sorry, these are pastors. This is when you are called, right? You are held at a different standard.
When I start my church, I'm gonna have a different church.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Brianna
said, I can't say Kirk Franklin is my leader. I follow God. We put too much faith and pressure on people who walk the world just like us. She said, heck, some of our pastors are scandalous. Bless. Listen, a lot of them is in the news right now. Okay.
And Dottie said you can lead
or mislead. Yes. And that's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Is that sometimes your actions, because I feel like with certain actions that you may do as a pastor, even though you are human, but you will give the impression that Christianity, this is acceptable.
And let me tell you something. People, listen, there's a statistic that's going around saying that a lot of churches are losing members. People are not even going to church. They're losing members. And you got to look into why that's happening. What's going on where people are not wanting to go to church? They're not wanting to be led by a pastor. You got to figure out why that's happening. Maybe that needs to be our next topic next week, so we can dig into that a little bit further.
Yeah, because that's a lengthy
see exactly why that's happening. And it's happening all across the United States. The numbers are falling.
Jasmine said, I remember last year at the marriage discussion, your pastor said there are certain places you shouldn't be trying to find a partner as a God-fearing person, clubs and whatever have you. I'm going to go ahead and say a reality TV show probably ain't it either.
Well, y'all getting ready. Now you're talking about a reality TV show. Now, do you look at Love at First Sight as a reality TV show, or that's not the same?
I feel that it's going to be, everything starts out good and then it starts to become kind of seem scripted, or for TV, for production. They start off really good. So I feel like it's leading down that road.
Right. Right.
Brianna says super scandalous. Is it the fame aspect of it, or just that he is a man of God?
That's what it is, Charday. It's because he's a man of God, and people put him on a a pole, a podium, and they scandalize him, and he's human. I understand about the pastor part. Don't get me wrong. But you don't know how many people he's leading to Christ behind the scenes. You really don't know.
I'm not
used to
taking any way away. I'm not taking nothing away from how many people he led to Christ. Okay. That's not the issue here. What I'm saying is what is appropriate and what I feel is not appropriate. My opinion. These are my
your
thoughts.
opinion is respected. And I appreciate you having an opinion. That's what I love about you as a child. I always made sure that you had your own way of thinking.
Yes. Brianna said all men of God fall from grace.
Yes. I agree
Brianna
with
said
that.
what happened with Kurt Franklin? Girl, you got we showed a clip. Kurt Franklin. Yes,
thank you for joining us.
Yes. Kurt Franklin got a TV show out called The One, and it's a dating show, him and his wife. If you go look at the trailer, I think the show is actually actively on.
It is.
But that's what we're talking about. As far a short version is I feel that Christianity is very disrespectful.
It was a hot discussion this time.
It was it was sizzling. Okay. So
me and my daughter don't agree on this, but that's okay.
No, not
respectfully.
At all. Respectfully. My dad said, what does profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
Amen.
Amen. How do you feel about Christian rap? I personally
love it.
I personally can't get jiggy with it because I didn't grow up on that. So I need the old school. I do like some newer Christian songs and stuff like that, but the rap thing, I just can't really. I don't know. Certain ones I do be like, oh, this is really good, but majority of them I feel as though they just threw God in there, like sprinkled them in there to make it a Christian song. And listen, she asked me my opinion. She said, "How do you feel?"
But I'm still saying this is my opinion that it's not fair to say.
Okay, well, this is what my thoughts are. I feel sometimes people sprinkle Jesus in something and label it as a Christian song when it's not actually a Christian song.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Back to you, Deanna. Congratulations, Deanna. So much has happened. Finally we got to get some crabs going on. We're so long overdue for our crabs, girl. Tell your mom I said hello, please. Linda says, let us talk about the 5 ladies pregnant by the same baby daddy. What? Oh, well, that's a lot of
that's for
I wouldn't say that's normal, but that happens quite a bit. You talking about Nick Cannon? Because we talk about him a lot. That's one of Shakira's friends.
That ain't my friend.
Oh, okay. So Linda says, I guess he is trying to follow Nick Cannon. Oh my goodness. Oh, only if the dollar bills are sprinkled in holy water. Sade says, Lord, please forgive me. He forgave you. Romans 12:2. Okay. All right, here your aunt. She
2 Corinthians. Bring it out, Aunt Lisa. I'm gonna look these up when we get off.
Yes, Romans 12:2. Okay, that's some homework for us. Corinthians 5 and 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. Okay, missionary Mills. I love it. They want too much money. That's why people is not going to church. Oh my goodness, my Lord have mercy. It's got to be so many different things. I posted that. And Linda says, no, another man.
Hold on one second, guys. I'm still here. Hold on one second. Sorry. I got kids, y'all.
She posted that. And Chicago defender, man hosts joint baby shower for 5 women. He got pregnant at the same time. Oh, we have got to have that on a topic. But you know what? That's becoming common now. Where, I mean, I'm not for that at all. But I get it. I know y'all probably saying, "What do you mean you get it?" Okay, so what we're going to take time out right now to do? We're going to take time to spin the wheel. We're going to take time to spin the wheel. We really went over time about 30 minutes because we normally on here just an hour, but we were a few minutes late. So we're trying to make up for that. So I'm going to right now spin the wheel for our new winner, for this week's winner, for the cash and for...
Sorry, guys.
The mystery the mystery bag. So I hope everyone can see. I hope everyone can see the wheel. Let me know if you can see the wheel.
You see the wheel?
Here, let me know. Let me
All
know.
right.
Okay,
Go.
so we're gonna add Deanna. Deanna, is there anybody else we're gonna add on? Okay, I think we have everybody, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you ready?
Yes. Go.
Here it is. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Jasmine! Woo! Jasmine, you are this week's winner.
Hey.
Yes, congratulations to you, Jasmine. This is awesome. Thank you so much. This is awesome that you won, Jasmine. You won cash and you also won a mystery gift. I just want to tell you all, thank you so much for tuning in. But before we go, I have something I want to share with you all. Coming up on January the 28th, for those who are interested in learning how to help people that are in serious need of counseling and you want to participate and become a unalive counselor, You Matter Friendship Circle Safe Talk Training Workshop is going to be held on Sunday, January 28th, between 1 and 4. And you could do this all online. The only thing you have to do is go to register, go to www.fcnj.com/safe talk. Again, that's www.fcnj.com/safe talk. When you come to the training, you're going to get tools and they're going to talk to you about mental health and challenges, and you're going to actually get trained on suicidal alertness skills. And after the class, you will get certification. So I hope that you all mark your calendar for next Sunday from 1 to 4 is the training. And then you tune in to us at 6 o'clock next Sunday. So thank you all so much for joining this week's episode of Mama Said It. Yes. I tell you, it was a little heated, y'all. I must say
it was hot. Anybody that joined in a little later, make sure you go back and watch it because it got hot.
It did get a little hot and a little heated. But that's how it goes when we're in these types of discussions where anything can happen. Anything can happen. I also want to send a shout out to our cousin Dude. He did recently. He did an interview with Hip Hop, a segment of Hip Hop. They have over 800 followers, subscribers, and it's comedian Mike Ross keeps it real about Cat Williams and being the first comic to strip on stage. So I'm going to post that interview so you can tune in and be a part of that live. Now, also on another announcement, the last announcement is February 10th, which is a Saturday. I hope you all can come out and join me. It's all about love. I will be one of the panel guests at CAYA Ministries presents second annual All About Love. So I hope you guys can come out. It's actually
me and my husband on there too. Me and my husband, we the newlyweds.
They the newlyweds on it. Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, we've been together for 5, 6 years. Been married. This year would be 4 years married.
4 years. Yeah. Yep. And it's from 1 to 5.
Yes.
From 1 to 5 on the February the 10th. So please, if you can come out and join us, we would love for you to be a part of the gathering. Yes. And if you are a vendor and you would like to sell something, you want a table, there's a phone number. We're going to post all that as well. And you can come out and sell whatever items that you want. You can contact the vendor who's responsible, and they would set you up. There's a phone number that you can call, and they'll give you all the information that you need. And it costs $35 for a table. That's not bad, right? So if you have some things that you want to sell, that's a day that you can come on out, spend $35. I hope you make a few thousand. And you know, if I see you there and I know who you are, I'm going to support you. So come on out and register. So we want to say thank you so much. Say Ross, that's my grandbaby. Say hey Ross to everybody. Hey Ross. Thank you, Linda.
I got you on mute because the other one is, I don't know what he's doing, but he's making noises.
They said it's
talking about some bubbles. Ain't no bubbles down here.
There's action going on this TV. Let me come and see what's going on. So please, before we let you go, please share this video, share and like this video. And thank you all so much for supporting us for another segment of Mama Said It. Now, listen, we couldn't get through all our topics, unfortunately, but guess what? Next week, oh my goodness, you think me and my daughter got it in this week? It's going to be something else next week. Let me tell you. But it's okay. We agreed to disagree respectfully. Thank you all for tuning in. You have anything you want to say,
No.
Plum?
No. Say yay.
Yay. Okay, you guys have a phenomenal week. I hope someone become a millionaire this week coming up. And God bless you all. Yes. Mama said it. Woo. There'll be days like this. Mama said it. Wee. There'll be days like this. Mama said it. Woo. All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Good night.